At the moment, we're actually lined up here protesting, appealing to the Egyptian embassy, which is just across the road from us, and we're trying to urge them to reconsider and allow us through to the country in order for us to get into Egypt.
The border remains tightly sealed by Egypt in spite of the protests and negotiations. Egypt wants the convoy to return to Syria and sail through the Mediterranean Sea to reach Gaza via Al Arish.
I'm sad that we were kept waiting here. Sad that some people will have to drop out, some medicine will have been spoiled.
So we are sorry to leave you, but we must go now. We will never forget you, and I don't think that around the world, those who have been watching us and listening to us will ever forget this either. We will have to make a very long drive tomorrow, at very great expense. We have to take the long way around.
Morale, however, remains high, and the drivers are happy to be back on the road again and believe that they will eventually reach Gaza in spite of the obstacles.
I think it's a fantastic plan because we can get back in our vans and drive, sleep in my ambulance, eat some of my food that I brought with me, and it means we're not just sitting here doing nothing. Although it's nice, Akbar's nice, like out of all the places to like get stuck, it's a holiday town, there's a beach, even though the Israelis shell the little bit of water in between us sometimes. Early in the morning we're going to head up to Damascus, which is the next stop, and then head up to a Syrian port that I can't remember the name of, to take Egypt by the sea.
Inshallah, by the mercy of Allah, we'll get to Gaza. Don't know when, but inshallah we will.
The 700-mile detour will take the convoy back through Syria, Jordan and the port city of Atakia, where they will have to ferry across to Al Arish.
Kind of a deja vu situation, because we are in the same hotel, Hotel Sahara, that we were like 1 week ago. It takes really a lot to demoralize people who did join the convoy, because it's like we have the same goal, which is getting to Gaza. So no matter how many days it will take, no matter how efforts it will take, we're ready for that.
The world's attention is on Hosni Mubarak and upon Egypt. And what does he choose to do? To receive Benjamin Netanyahu yesterday in Cairo. So, people marching for freedom for Palestine are not welcome in Egypt. People bringing aid to the Palestinians are not welcome in Egypt. The one person welcome in Egypt is the biggest war criminal in the region. It is a shame upon Egypt, not upon its people, but upon its government.
Okay, guys, this is a refugee camp, Palestinian refugee camp. Some of the chalets looked occupied as well. Apparently the name of this camp is Al-Aidun. Al-Aidun.
The camp here named Al-Aidun camp. They have here 8,000 people from Palestinian nationality live here. From before 60 years live in this camp.
Very sad that a lot of people who born in Gaza and Palestine, they cannot go back to visit their family. But there's so many people who born in Europe, they can go to Israel and live in Israel at any time.
This I think was a refugee camp, or there's certainly a refugee camp nearby. We've gone in a taxi and looked around there, and it's a very, very poor area. So these people have very little, but they've been absolutely overwhelming in their generosity in terms of supplying food and just giving us a welcome and just making us feel really great.
يا غزة قوم من الحزن هم الشجاعية والله من هاب المحن يضف غربية رجال أساد الفلا والهمة قدسية. My family comes from Haifa, from the village of Ain Ghazal. This is located in the sea, in the local sea of White Mediterranean. My grandfather and my grandmother comes from Palestine in 1948. They go out when they are in the old maybe 14 or 15. United Nations no give us any home. They say to us, please stay in Syria, stay in Jordan, stay in other place, not Palestine. You can go back to Palestine. So me and my father and my mother create our family in Latakia, and we are weeping, we are crying now because we need to go back to our homeland.
The vehicles are loaded into ferries donated by Turkey and Malaysia. The convoy is escorted amongst celebrations to the port. However, they'll have to fly in separately to Al Arish. Convoy members wait to board the plane that will fly them into Al Arish. This part of the journey will take the whole day since the plane needs to make 4 round trips. The vehicles will therefore have reached Al Arish and undergone customs before them.
At last we are here after a long night of waiting.
Though Egypt has now announced that the Rafah border will be opened for a few days to allow the convoy passage, this is still not reassuring. The earliest arrivees were forced to continue without the rest of the group. A small protest is therefore now staged in the airport.